going to continue writing equations of lines in this video. And for our first problem that we have, we're going to need to go to the point-slope form. They did not give us the y-intercept this time, so we will plug into the y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Your point goes into the one with the subscripts, so this will be x1, y1, and we have our m. So y minus our y1 is negative 5. Be careful. Use parentheses. Equals m, which is 4, times x minus x1, which is 1. All right, let's clean it up. So we have y plus 5 equals 4x minus 4. We can go ahead and go easily to slope-intercept form here by subtracting the 5. So we'll subtract a 5 from both sides. Will give us y equals 4x minus 9. That is slope-intercept form. They ask also for function notation. Remember, f of x is equal to y. So function notation would just be f of x equals 4x minus 9. And then to go to standard form, we'll go back to this equation. I will subtract the y to get it over here, and I will add the 9. So I'm going to keep my 4x where it is. I'm going to subtract the y to get it off of that side and onto this side, and I will add a 9. So 4x minus y equals 9 is the standard form. For problem 4, they have given us slope and a general point, not the y-intercept, so we need to use point-slope form. And this will be our x1, y1. So we have y minus our y1 is negative 1, use parentheses, equals m, which is 2/3, times x minus our x1 is 4. So we'll clean up here. Y plus 1 equals 2/3 times x minus 4. Right. First we'll go to standard form. Right. Standard form means we're going to clear the fraction. So we need to multiply through by 3 to clear our fraction out. So we have 3y plus 3. That leaves us 2 to distribute, 2x minus 8. Now we'll get x and y on the same side. So I'm going to keep my x on this side. I will subtract the 3y to get it over, and I will add 8 to get it off of there and onto the other side. So 2x minus 3y equals 11 is standard form. If we want to go to slope-intercept form, 2x minus 3y equals 11, we need to isolate the y. So we'll subtract the 2x and divide by a negative 3. So y equals negative 11/3. You have 2 negatives here, which will give you plus 2/3 x. And if you are concerned about the order, you can switch the order. It is slope-intercept form with y isolated. There are a couple of different ways we could think about problem 5. It tells us our m is 0 and it passes through the point 4, 1. We can go straight into our formula. Another option is to remember what kind of line has the slope equal to 0. A horizontal line. A horizontal line is always y equals some value. It would have to equal the value out of this point. So it would be y equals 1. Let's go ahead and go through these steps. So we'll use point-slope form. So y minus our y1, this will be x1, y1. So y minus 1 equals our m, which is 0, times x minus 4. 0 times anything is 0. And then we just need to isolate the y to have slope-intercept form. Add your 1 to both sides. That is also standard form, but this is a horizontal line. Our slope is 0, and it will go through the y that is given in your point. For problem 6, we have our slope is undefined, and it passes through this point. If our slope is undefined, we can't plug it into this formula. So we have to think outside the box a little bit. With a slope that is undefined, it is a vertical line. Remember, a vertical line is x equals some number, and it will have to equal the x from your point. So our x will equal -3. For problem 7, we're just told that our line passes through these 2 points, 8, 3, and 6, 1. You have to have a slope and 1 point, so we are required first to find the slope. Remember, your formula for finding slope given 2 points is m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So we will plug in, label your points. So our y2 will be 1 minus our y1 over x2 is 6 minus our x1, and simplify. So we get -2 over -2, which will simplify to 1. So now we have a slope and 1 point. We can plug into the point slope formula. So we have y minus our y1 is 3 equals m, our slope we found is 1, times x minus our x1, which is 8. And we'll simplify, so we have y minus 3 equals x minus 8. If we go to slope-intercept form, just move your 3. So add your 3 to both sides. So my y would be x minus 5. That is slope-intercept form. To change from here to standard form, I'm going to keep the x. I'm going to subtract the y from both sides. And I will add the 5 to get it off of this side and onto the other side. So x minus y equals 5 is standard form. Problem 8 also gives us just 2 points. It does not give us the slope. So first we are going to have to calculate slope. So write your formula. M equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Label your points, x1, y1, x2, y2. Then plug in to find your slope. So 1 minus a -3 over 5 minus 2. 1 minus a -3, this makes plus, gives us 4 over 3 for our slope. Now we have a slope and a point. So we'll plug into the point slope formula. Y minus our y1 is -3 equals m, which is 4/3, times x minus our x1 is 2. We'll clean up. So y plus 3 equals 4/3 times x minus 2. To go to standard form, I'm going to have to clear that fraction. So I need to multiply through by 3. Right, and that will give me 3y plus 9 equals, and we'll distribute the 4x minus 8. So to get standard form, I'm going to keep my x on this side. So I have 4x. I will subtract the 3y to get it on the same side. I'm leaving the 9. I'm going to move the 8 over there. So I'm going to add an 8. 9 plus 8 is 17. This is standard form. 4x minus 3y equals 17. Right. To get my slope-intercept form, I need to isolate the y. So let me rewrite so I have something to work with. 17 equals 4x minus 3y. I'll subtract the 4x. 17 minus 4x equals negative 3y. Divide by negative 3. So I get negative 17 thirds. 2 negatives here will give you positive 4 thirds x equals y. That would be slope-intercept form. Problem 9 says we have the equation of a horizontal line, that's what we want to write, the equation of a horizontal line that passes through a certain point. So they did not tell us slope. We have to think about slope and figure it out here. Horizontal line is one of our special cases, and remember the slope is 0. So that is where we're getting our slope, is knowing it's horizontal. And we have our point. You can also remember the form for a horizontal line. Horizontal line is y equals something, and it will equal the y in your point. So our equation is going to be y equals 7. That will be our answer. You can go through the steps if you don't realize that. So it is y minus, our y1 is 7, equals 0 times x minus 4. But 0 times everything is 0. So we have y minus 7 equals 0. And then add your 7 to both sides. For our last problem, they want us to write the equation of a vertical line, and it passes through this point. A vertical line has undefined slope. So you're going to have to work outside the box here. You cannot go into your formula because you are undefined here. So remember, a vertical line has the form x equals some number, and it will have to equal the x value from your point. And that is your equation of the line.